Hi everyone, it's Reverend Dr. Katie. I am coming to you live today because we had some great questions come up over the weekend about how to protect your energy. So someone commented that they've kind of been going nonstop. They've been around people, even people that they like, family and friends, for a long time without a break, and they're just feeling really drained. And for those of you that are empathic, which is most of you, or highly attuned, highly sensitive to other people, this can be a really, really common problem. You feel really drained, it drains your energy, it makes you feel antisocial, it makes you want to retreat and withdraw, and you don't know how to put yourself out there. And it's like no matter what you do, you're feeling like you just need to be in a cave. And we want to distinguish between just the normal need for human beings to recharge and recognizing that, and this kind of vampire energetic draw from you by people, whether they intend to or not. And intentions don't matter too much if you're feeling this drained, because you still got to do something about it. So let's first talk about some of the consequences of when you are not able to protect your energy in this way. And this is a very real thing. This happens to people who are highly sensitive like you, who are highly empathic like you. And when we're not able to protect our energy, and this is a consequence of giving, because we're giving off energy, whether or not people are taking it or we're willingly giving it, it's happening. And so the result is the same. And in addition to that physical feeling of depletion and the emotional feeling of just being annoyed and angry at everyone, this also results spiritually in your own depletion, and means you're not able to develop your own gifts. You're not able to resource yourself so that you can be there not only for yourself, but for others. So you get caught in a really vicious loop. If you tend to be a people pleaser, most of us are, especially those of us who grew up female, we tend to be people pleasers, and we're taught that that is a social good. And so doing anything for ourselves we view as selfish, and then we don't take the time that we need to generate time and energy and resources for ourselves, again, resulting in further spiritual depletion. This means that you're actually not moving forward in your spiritual life. It means you're getting stuck. It means you're getting stagnant. It may even mean you're regressing because you don't have the resources to give to yourself. When we fill ourselves up, it's like a fountain. Does a fountain run better when it's dry and there's no water coming through, or does it run better when it has plenty of water and it can spout up and give life-giving water to everyone? Of course, we know that the answer is when we are full, we're able to give a lot more, not only to ourselves, but also to people we love. So this spiritually can result in physical exhaustion. It can result like people were commenting, and antisocial behavior, which is you're just tired of being around people. You're tired of having your energy drained. So what are the solutions to this? Well, there are definitely spiritual tools that you can develop in order to protect your energy. There's all sorts of things you can do to protect your aura, to investigate your chakras. Those are all things that I teach as part of the programs that I run. So, if you're curious about that, I invite you to private message me. But once you learn those tools, there's still the issue of creating appropriate boundaries. So the tools help you create appropriate energetic boundaries, all around here, deep in your soul and your body and your emotions and all of that. And hey to the people who are watching live, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Your energetic tools can do all of that for you, but you can spend all your time using those morning, noon, and night and protect yourself energetically, but that's all you would be doing. The next step is to create appropriate boundaries. This is really hard for those of us who don't like creating boundaries in our lives for people that we love. But when we can create appropriate emotional boundaries, then we can recharge ourselves with our spiritual tools without feeling guilty. And so creating those emotional boundaries are actually very, very key. And that goes from everything from saying, no, I can't go out tonight, to, that event is just too close to this other event and I can't make it. I wish you well, and not accepting any not accepting the negative energy people might give you back for that, not getting guilted into doing things that aren't for you, and just saying yes to the things that are the most for you. Again, this enables you to give a little bit more. This doesn't mean sometimes we don't stretch ourselves, that sometimes we won't go out of our way for people that we love when they have a special request, but it means that we are calling those boundaries, not someone else. So you can see how draining it can be if you don't have the appropriate energetic tools for yourself and you don't have the appropriate emotional boundaries for yourself. That creates just this perfect storm of feeling drained all the time. And it's like you're always in a loop, and you come back, you're right there. You're in a loop, you come back, you're right there. You're not able to progress in the ways that you really, really want to. There is a reason in the New Testament why Jesus, it records Jesus feeling pressed in by the crowds and needing to go off by himself to pray. We all need that time. If Jesus needed it, we need it for sure. And when we can create that time without feeling guilty, then we can begin to carve space out for our souls, carve space out for our spirits so that we can move forward. So, hey, everyone, really glad that you're here. So we are talking about energetic boundaries and emotional boundaries as well. When we can start to do those two things, then we shift into a new space and we begin to see that it is possible to move forward in our spiritual lives. And we are much more able to move forward in our spiritual lives when we can employ these energetic tools, when we don't have to do that all day long because we've set appropriate emotional boundaries, and then we can move forward and do all the really, really cool things that God is calling you to do that you might not be able to do if you're spending all of your time just feeling drained and having to recharge all the time. So I want everyone to free themselves right here, right now, from feeling guilty about the need to recharge, to spend time alone. That is a basic human need. We all have it. Even those of us like me who are pretty extroverted have the need to spend time alone and uninterrupted. I will turn off my cell data for an hour or two, and when I spend time in meditation and prayer, so that I won't be tempted, so I won't be disturbed, so I won't let someone else's needs interfere with my spiritual needs. It's never happened that there's an emergency, and even if there was, if for 1 hour, it would probably be okay, and I would take that time. When you are fine-tuned enough into your intuition, you'll know when is the time for me to do that and when is the time not to. And then you begin to operate from a place of fullness when that fountain is very full, and you can operate a little less drained, or a lot less drained feeling without feeling drained at all. One of the metaphors that I've heard that I have found really, really helpful is it's much easier to step out of a hole that's 1 foot, when you only have this far to go, than one that's 5 feet deep. So these tools help us recognize when we're like 1 foot down and we need to take the time to recharge. Much easier to recharge when we only have this much to go rather than this much to go. And all these tools will help you be able to do that. So we have to be able to tap way deep down into our intuition and really trust that and set all those boundaries, then use all the tools and then set more appropriate boundaries. And then we live a life where we're really able to give at a high level. We're able to say no when it's time to say no. We're able to say yes when it's time to say yes. So if you are someone who feels this way, and it's most likely because you're highly empathic, I want you to see that as a gift. That is totally a gift. It doesn't always feel like a gift when it drains us, but it is a gift that you are able to tap in so much to what other people are feeling and experiencing them. When you are able to be of service to them, then you can do that in a way that doesn't drain you, and you're able to separate your emotions from their emotions. This is one of the basic tools that's really, really helpful for people that I work with, is their emotions are not your responsibility. You may be able to feel them, but it's actually not your job to do anything about them. You want to be able to really separate yourself from other people's emotions when you're doing your own work, when you're doing your own recharging. That's why all these things go hand in hand. So discovering how to protect your empathic soul and some tools to be able to do that, lots of visualizations, lots of recognition about your own emotions. Second, you need to be able to create appropriate emotional boundaries, appropriate physical boundaries between yourself and others, and then reframe all of this so you're like, yeah, this is all that this is totally possible. I can totally do this. And you start operating at a higher and higher and higher spiral for your own life. You're replenishing your fountain when it just uses a little bit of water as opposed to being run dry and ruining the motor. And then we're able to do all of that at once. So this is your very, very quick lesson into creating a rich and full life where you're not feeling drained all the time by the emotions of others. You're not taking responsibility for others, only for yourself. If this is something that interests you and what I've said has sparked a little spark within you, it's ignited something within you, just reach out to me. You can private message me anytime, and I would love to converse further. So have a great day, everyone. I will talk to you soon.